Hello YouTube, and here's a no land Belcher list. We finally got our hands on the cards. It took us a little while because, well, the mana base is strictly Zendikar cards. Well, except for maybe a favorite. If you've enjoyed so far this September rush, let us know in the comments. And if you're brand new, consider subscribing so you get the videos that we've been posting each day. We'll see what we do in October, but thank you so much for all the kind comments, and I hope you've enjoyed at least this September. It was an experiment. Hopefully we'll keep the experiment going. Enough of that though, let's go to the deck tech. No land Belcher. As the name suggests, there's no lands. How do we do this though? Well, Zendikar has added a interesting new approach to lands, and you can see them all with this little icon in the top left of the cards on the far left. And what this is basically it's a flip card, but not a flip card. It's a modal card. So when you're about to play this card, you can decide, do I want the front or do I want the back? And in many cases for this list, we'll want the back. Now we've used Belcher in the past. Some longtime viewers will know I've run this with a 16 to 18 mountain list in a prison style as a utility card. This was back before even the Planeswalker redirection damage rules came into effect. And so Goblin Belcher states basically reveal cards until you find a land and deal damage based on how many cards are revealed. If it's a mountain, double the damage. We don't really care about that doubling damage clause. We don't really care about the first clause. As soon as we activate this, we count the number of cards in our library, and that's what we do to our opponent. Now, how do we get to do that? Well, we've got several pieces here. We've got all of the lands that don't actually count as lands for Belcher's resolution. So that's kind of key. So even though we have, 18 to 20 plus lands, etc. here, Belcher doesn't care. But how do we do this quicker? Well, just like Prison, we have ritual effects with Desperate and Pyretic Ritual. We actually have Vessel Volatility to get us to being able to put Belcher into play. Manamorphose to dig and just repeat. Ironcrag Feat, which was actually one of the Belcher cards that was considered a little while ago. Not too long ago. We've got Recourse the Path, which can do some things with revealing lands, so on and so forth. And then Veil of Summer. Reforge the Soul is just a way to miracle and maybe get exactly what we need or dig for our Belcher. Sideboard's kind of interesting because this is essentially a combo deck, but if you've watched one of our recent Belcher lists, you'll know that you can play Undercity Informer, you can play Thassa's Oracle, and that one we were doing some Unearths and Memories in order to basically combo out. It had 3 lands though. Is no lands better? Let's find out. We'll see you in the matches. No land Belcher here in Modern. And every time I show the list, it's not going to be organized like we had at the beginning. We had it organized essentially uncommons. I think there was a rare. Maybe I moved the rare over. And then mythic. We have uncommon and mythic lands. We found our opponent though. Let's play some Magic. First time out, no practice. How bad is it going to be? Well, we get to play first. That's always good. We have to remember that a hand like this is actually several lands. We don't want to mulligan necessarily. Now, we don't have our winning piece here. We have a way to get to it. We have plenty of lands. So let's take a moment to look at Recross because we kind of glazed over this card. Reveal cards from the top of the library until you reveal a land card. You'll notice we won't reveal a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Clash with opponent. The interesting thing here is, if I'm understanding that correctly, we get to stack our library. So let's give this a shot. Keeping in mind that most uncommon pieces here should come into play tapped. So that's kind of nice to know that if you're unsure if it's a tap or non-tap land, the uncommons typically. And we have a mythic over here, which has this kind of like shock or really bolt yourself effect. So we'll see how that plays. All right, I want to play the Sanctuary. Boom. Go. Whew. So we can kind of treat these as like forest, non-forest here. My goal here is probably just get this into play. on turn 3 stack appropriately so that I can get some Manamorphoses to fix my mana here. It'll be interesting because stacking is probably going to be an absolute pain. But theoretically here we have a turn 4 kill if I'm thinking this correctly. We'll see. We'll see. There's a Dark Confidant. Not worried about that. A Vessel's kind of nice here. A Vessel will help us correct our mana here. We're going to put this into play. The Turn Timber, the Serpentine Wood. We are going to go ahead and pay 3. We should be able to recross the paths here. I'm trying to think of a way that we stack appropriately so that we can just win out. So all of this, so we want to get some fixing here. So Manamorphoses sound pretty good. So we'll put the Manamorphose, and we're going to just put them, most of them on top. After we do these Manamorphose, we could reforge. We could also reforge first. I've already clicked into this. Let's see here. So we do this, we Iron Crag, so we have to put the Manamorphoses all on top. I want a Charbelcher at some point. Let's put Charbelcher, then let's put another Iron Crag, and then we can put, I think we're good to go. So we can set any order for the rest. I'll put this on top. My opponent shows a Thoughtseize on top, so it's good I have the Iron Crag taken care of. I'm trying to think if we'll be okay here. I assume we will be. I assume we will be. I think I've done that correct. I might have needed one more land. I don't know. Opponent Thoughtseizes us. We could be off by 1 or so here. I might also just put the Vessel down and wait one more turn to be certain that I have enough lands. Stacking and knowing what to stack obviously will come into play here. Opponent Thoughtseizes and really could take just about anything here. I'm pretty safe here. I don't think my opponent can interact with me in the next turn. We have 2 lands here. I think we've got a win here at the beginning. And if we do, this will build our confidence. If we don't, we'll go back to the drawing board and figure it out. What did they take here? I don't think they have a card they can take to prevent the combo. I don't think. My opponent's like... my opponent's like, I should have done some homework on this. And I'm just like, same. See? Should have done some homework, same, the first time out. I think I stacked correctly. This is the kind of interaction that I love Magic Online for, by the way, versus Arena. This is what I want to see. The Gaul, if you see this someday, thank you. You're awesome. Alright, I don't think I just die here. There's the Manamorphose. We put this into play sideways. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and put the Vessel out and pass the turn. Now, I could have probably comboed out in some way. I think I needed one more turn. They do pick up an Abrupt Decay, and I don't think this matters at this point. They can Abrupt Decay the Vessel here. They can Thoughtseize me. But unless they're able to do 15 points of damage or stop something from hitting them in the face, I think we're good. It's nice that it's not maybe Assassin's Trophy, but I would just deny going and doing that, going and picking that up. All right, opponent attacks here, and I think we're good now. We're just gonna make red every time here. Let's make sure we tap a little bit slowly so I can always generate this red mana. Oh my gosh. I've done it incorrectly here. I needed one more. I needed the Vessel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We've goofed. Because I needed the other... I needed to use this mana. We've totally goofed. We're so bad, chat. I've goofed. Let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can I fix this somehow? I feel like I should be able to fix this somehow. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess what I can do here is attempt to Char Belcher here. I should be killing this turn. We'll just hope that they don't kill me here. Inquisition and Tarmogoyf. The Manamorphose, I shouldn't have been clicking my own mana. I should have been clicking the mana in play. That way, when I played the Ice Krang feat, I would have been fine to then Char Belcher and instantly go off. I'm telling my opponent that I might still have it here, depending on if they can interact with me. Depending on how much they can do to me, too. This is 2, 4, 7. So if I would have done the correct Manamorphose there, off of more green, not utilizing my red that was floating there, we'd be being Iron Crag and Char Belcher. So we've learned a lesson here. Be careful how you're using your Manamorphoses to adjust your mana base. We'll get there. We'll get there. YouTube's already flooding the comments. That's the beauty of YouTube exclusives. I don't have you yelling at me immediately. I can put this up and it'll go up in 4 or 5 days or something, and then I'll get hit with the love. Do they have it? What do we have? Assassin's Trophy? We discard 2 cards. All right, we'll discard these 2 because I've goofed. I like this. Zendikar cards are definitely going to make an impact here. Inquisitions themselves. They're trying to grow Tarmogoyf to be big enough. This is 8 damage. All right, we get there. We get there. Woo! Woo! All right, any order. Boom! Take some damage. Woo! That was a very nice line. All right. I guess it's just Leyline? We have this kind of combo nature to our list here. Let's grab all of our lands and stick them on the side here. For this first couple times, I'd probably need to do this so I can kind of see what we have available. We already have Veil. Do I really need Leyline? Leyline's probably for those matchups where... It's probably for the matchups where it's burn, and we don't want to get burned out before turn 3, 4, 2, however fast we can do it. Blood Moon seems like a cute way to maybe mess my opponent up. I don't get to recross, but if I can stop my opponent, that seems like an okay thing to be doing here. I like the Reforge of the Soul still. Man, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do here. They're probably going to have Assassin's Trophy for Garblin Char Belcher, so I probably have to keep the Iron Crags in to be able to instantly go off. I could also just get to 7 mana. We have the Veil to protect the Goblin Char Belcher. Maybe we wait until we are able to generate 8 mana as well. So maybe it's not Leyline. Maybe it's just like, and even Blood Moon. Maybe that doesn't make sense because we have the Veil here. I think I want a 2 of Blood Moon here because if I can recourse here, I can always just Blood Moon them out, and then that would probably keep our Char Belcher pretty safe. If I'm going to do that, we're probably taking like some Vessels out because my opponent can interact with Vessel. And we'll leave a Singleton Vessel in there to maybe help me with my mana fixing as I'm learning. But the Vessel seems like if you have someone that can interact with you with cards in play, Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy, it would be pretty bad. Play this down to Ritual, Manamorphose. Try to hit one more. If I hit one more land, we're really good. I'm on the draw. Yeah, let's keep this. I don't care about Thoughtseize. Look at that, no land. Oh wait, it's got plenty of lands. All right, opponent, what do you want to take? They look at this hand, they're like, what? Takes a recross the path, which I think is possibly the right answer. It's probably not. Let's put this into play tapped and pass turn. I think we have combo kill here on turn 2. They're worried about the recross because that did everything game 1. And I appreciate that my opponent doesn't know, hasn't done the homework. And so we're in a very much a learning process here for both of us. Opponent's avoiding Blood Moon, which is good. I'm known for bringing in Blood Moon. Collective Brutality here is pretty good. I think this stops us. Takes the Ritual. It has to be, right? It has to be the Ritual or you die. Not to mention that I have 7 more of these, 3 more of these, and I could just draw a land and casually go another turn. That was the right pick. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry for the top deck. We had 2 draws at it too. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. There you go. But there you go. Combo on turn 2. What? This is busted. Dang. The ritual. The ritual was the right pick for sure. Dang. But even so, now they have an Inquisition and they need to be able to interact again pretty quickly. They had the Collective Brutality. Match 1's done. Oh boy. We'll see you in the next one. Match 2. And I already feel a little bit dirty playing this. My opponent Inquisitioned and Collective Brutality. And I was just like, no problem. I think the Ritual was the pick, but it's so tough to say. It's so tough to say. And you're sitting here like, well, if this would have been a tap land, one of the ones at 1, 2, or 3, my opponent maybe could have taken the land, but I've got like 30 of them. All right. Well, enough of that. Match 1 behind us, match 2 in front of us. Let's play some Magic. Let's find an opponent. We have found our opponent. Next opponent. Match 2 coming up. Don't get to play first. All right, we've got a bit of a hand here. We have a tap land, right? Tap, tap, tap. Again, the uncommons. We have Simian Spirit Guide. Okay. We have green, red, red. Green, red, red. If we do green, red, and then on turn 3, recross. I think I'm going to keep. I think having this plus 1 Manamorphose and a recross is okay. My opponent looks to be a control match. This might be very smart of them. Let's put this into play. Tapped. Pass turn. All right, so we might have to play around counter magic here. Counter Magic, I probably take it slower and just play things at a bit of a normal-ish pace here. My opponent's going to have to counter a couple things in a row, it looks like. I'm not going to put a Vessel down yet. I'm not going to put the Iron Crag feat, trying to combo craziness already. Not going to try to do those Manamorphoses yet. I think we can take our time, and we can even try the recross with the idea of getting a Veil set up and the Belcher combo. We can take a good time. Field actually Stone Rains us. Actually hard Stone Rain here. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Field might be a really good tech piece here against this list. All right, let's see what's atop. It's just another land. I think we go ahead and put more red out in case they have another field. Is this a chance that we go for like a Vessel here just to set ourselves up? We could also recross right now. I think we, man, I kind of want a Vessel right now because that changes the Simian Spirit Guide into a card here. This also might test that there's a force. Oh gosh, there's a Spell Snare. We didn't expect that one. Opponents come prepared. Oh no. Well, there's Belcher. Oops. Put our green mana in. Maybe I try to recross the paths here. We've got to more than likely avoid a Wrath. Sorry, a Cryptic. Archmage Charm. I think I'm going to just try to recross the paths and set myself up with a Veil possibly on top. Veil and a land. There's so many pieces that they could counter here. All right, so real quick, this one comes into play and bolts you. We could be able to do this, so I'm going to try to recross the path here to set ourselves up. Recrossing the path and putting like a Veil on top. That being said, with them completely untapped here, it's gonna be a bit harder to get through this, I think. And we'll go ahead and put this into play. We don't need to bolt ourselves. All right, control player. Maybe I just look for a Veil, maybe even two Veils, and try to get Belcher down. Mystic Sanctuary picks back up the Cryptic Command or the Archmage Charm. They could even probably pick up a Spell Snare. Gets the Archmage Charm. Okay. This is definitely probably one of the harder matchups for us. Picks up a Cryptic Command as well. So we have Archmage and Cryptic to get through. Let's put a Vessel down. Pass the turn. We have lots and lots of mana, but we know there's at least Archmage Charm over there, and we know there's at least a Cryptic Command. Plains. The Pyretic. I don't think I go for anything just yet. We'll wait until we have something a little better here. 3 and 4. They could Archmage, they can Cryptic, and they can Force. So that's 3 counter spells I have to somehow get through. We could try to do the Valakut Awakening side here. Get rid of Simian Pyretic. Maybe even Iron Crag. This might draw out a counter spell here. They could also just counter, pick up the Mystic Sanctuary, and replay the Mystic Sanctuary. Alright, let's get rid of some of this mana acceleration that I don't think I need at this point. I'm even going to get rid of the Manamorphose. We just want to draw better cards here. Alright, none of this is super better cards. But it did dig us a little bit. again, looking for Veil, probably looking for other Charbelchers. We're almost to the point where I can play a Charbelcher and just activate it without needing a ritual spell. Maybe I'm just supposed to slam one of these little dudes out. We're almost to the point where we can turn Timber. Confounding Conundrum. It's just a cantrip. Nothing crazy for us there. We don't have fetches. If anything, that hurts my opponent more. Do I just slam a 4-5 and be like, all right, fine, we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Just 4-5 beats. Maybe they'll path it. Path is horrendous for us. There you go. We're just going to get the beat stick into play. Let's give my deck a good shuffle. I know there's stuff that was on the bottom, but a good shuffle, Why not? I mean, at this point, I think I'm just slamming down little creatures and going, okay, fine. I can't combo. Let's do this. Right? That's like the other line here. The other line. It's sort of silly. It's also really upsetting that paths and fields and everything are just stone rains. There goes a little more green, probably. This would have forced the shuffle anyway. Okay, what else we got here? Simeon. All right, all right. Let's go for it, right? You want to play this game, opponent? We're going to play this game. I'm going to keep this because this could hit a Planeswalker instead of playing it out. And I can bolt myself. What's up? What's up, opponent? Look at these. All right. There you go. They still haven't fired off that Cryptic, and they still have that Archmage Charm. There's Teferi. That's a good reason to have this, I think. 1, 2, plus some damages. X is 6 or more. We get to double down on it. Opponent untaps. We have 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Double Cryptic is open. I'm just attacking them. One, two, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I can try to Shatter Skull. We can do this off 1 Pyretic Ritual here. Can't really pay for it or anything, but it would get rid of Teferi here. Ah, I'm 1 short. Hold on. There we go. Needed the other ritual. We've probably kind of given them an idea of what this card is, but that's alright. I want to kill Teferi. There we go. It's 7 total mana. Right now we could also 7 with the Vessel. 1, 2 to make 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Counter return Mystic Sanctuary. Pass the turn. Mystic Sanctuary used Teferi. Snapcaster to Path. Path's a Simian Spirit Guide here. Given the good old shuffle. The good old shuffle there. Mystic Sanctuary picks up Cryptic Command. Okay. So for this matchup, what are we learning? Let's think about this briefly. We need to be able to protect the combo. We probably need to get it out relatively quick before my opponent can play naturally multiple counter spells here. Our creature plan is not a great idea, but it doesn't pose a bad idea for sure. We could try to Char Belcher here. My opponent has the Cryptic. I don't think there's anything that I want from my graveyard. Let's go combat here. Let's hit them to 11. We're continuing to play this because we're not totally out of this yet. Tapping down for Celestial Colonnade. Gets the Cryptic. Blessed Alliance. We're pretty close to dying here. Let's go ahead and fire one Char Belcher off here. We'll put this land into play tapped. The problem here is I think we're just straight up Cryptic locked, and I think we can go ahead and just concede. But we know what we need to do. Yeah, they're returning. Okay, so we need to be a little bit quicker here, which is doable. We have to play around Force of Negation, which is probably just jam and hope for the best. Opponent might mulligan towards that. Blood Moons seem interesting, but probably not totally necessary here. Leyline could be a thing. We might want to wilt. Collected Company is kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious why this is in here. Just hit some of these Tangled. Simian Spirit Guides. Why is this in here? Hit the Undercity Informer. Blood Moon stops the Cryptic shenanigans from happening. I think this is another one of these, like, Vessel may not be good because they could just counter that. Let's get rid of Vessel and bring in Blood Moon. And then let's find 2 spots for Wilt. The 2 spots are probably just a pair of 1 Ritual and probably one of these lands. Maybe even a Recross. Because I don't think we're going to get a chance to stack. You know what? Let's just double down on Recross here being out. Wilt's in here as well. We can still Recross. We're looking for Veil, Blood Moon, and or some super fast way to play Char Belcher here to avoid spell snares, to avoid... We can't really avoid Force, but maybe force them to use Force. This hand's okay because it has the Wilt in hand. We also have a Valakut's Awakening. I think I'm going to keep this because I'm afraid of a Leyline as well. Leyline kind of hurts us if we don't have the Wilt. We can also turn 2 pretty rapidly of Valakut if we wanted to, and we can cycle the Wilt. Opponent mulligans to 6. Question is, what are they going for? No Leyline. All right. No Leyline. I could turn to Wilt here, turn to this. I think we'll just hang tight here. Probably cycle the Wilt now. The more cards we have, the better Valakut Awakening is. We might just need that Veil now. Opponent shocks in. There's another Valakut Awakening. Let's, I guess, bolt in and Valakut Awakening to cycle through. And we're pretty much going to change the whole hand out if they let this resolve. This will definitely be one of our hardest matchups. All right, whole hand, switching it out. Brand new hand. This hand looks nearly the same. Reforge the Soul. Not totally what I wanted to do. There's a Snapcaster. My opponent's just going to get the beats on. The beats on. We could Spike Field Hazard that. There's a Field of Ruin. They may not want to take the turn to use that. Plays it to Fairy here. Okay, so Veil's no good anymore. Ah, shoot. We got a Veil. One, two. You know what? Let's spin the wheel here. If my opponent allows me to spin the wheel. Let's try for it. Do they have a force? They might like the spin the wheel here. Remember, they could benefit from this too. This Veil is kind of dead. The Wilt's not doing anything. It would have been a cycle anyway. Simian Spirit Guide ramps, but let's take a fresh 7 here. All right, there's some Blood Moons. Blood Moon's not very good with a Teferi already in play. The Veil's not very good either. All right, so they attack me down here. There's Belcher too. I wonder if I give this another turn here to try to double down on Blood Moon and make it really difficult for them to counter us. Let's do a Veil here and do a little bit of red and green. A Manamorphose just to do a Spell Snare. Let's Ritual now and try to Blood Moon. Do we have another Spell Snare? Snapcaster Spell Snare. All right. So my opponents wheeled into a bunch of Spell Snares and Snapcasters here. This may be the turn they go ahead and Field of Ruin one of our lands. Let's see if we can get a Blood Moon down. It's going to be difficult with the Teferi because the Blood Moon can be played, but the Charbelcher can't be played and activated very easily. Mystic Sanctuary picks up the Force of Negation that they wheeled away, and they pick it up with the Teferi now. We get rid of my green mana. It's not looking good. Hits for 4. Blood Moon. Oh. All right, Blood Moon here. Let's see if this gets that force out of hand. Ironcry gives us an option to try to Charbelcher. Logic Knots for 3. Passing the turn. We know they have a force. They don't need to necessarily stop us at any point. Let's put this into play sideways. Let's try one more Blood Moon here. If they have a Snapcaster, we lose. Blood Moon's trying to bait out kind of the last counters. Aether Gust. Bottom. It's not looking so hot. This is probably a very difficult matchup. Being able to counter kind of our all-in plan here. Oh, yeah. Colonnade. Boots it up. All right. Weren't aware they were at that much mana. Nice. Well, there we go. We deserve that slapping after match 1. We're 1-1. Playing the Belcher. No lands. Getting fielded. Getting pathed. Getting countered. We'll see you in match 3. Match 3 coming up. We've had a hand and permanent interactive deck. We've had a spell interactive deck. Match 3. What's next, and can we beat it? Let's play first. All right, what do we have here? We have 2 Charbelchers. We have 3 lands and a Manamorphose. Let's keep. Let's see what this can do. Let's see what this can do. Ritual spells off the top, depending on what they are. Could be lethal. Opponent did mulligan here to 6. Mystic Sanctuary. Here we go again. Let's see if we've learned anything. Maybe we've learned something on how to get around this list. I might just go for a fast Charbelcher here if I get the lands. So I don't even have really green right now. Let's do a Manamorphose, green and red. A Vessel is a good idea. Let's try to get that down. Play this. Go. So we can make 4 mana here. We can convert some to green to protect Charbelcher. We just can't activate Charbelcher. Flagstone's Triome Sanctuary from our opponent. We have a recross. Let's try to cast a recross here. I think... Oh, shoot. We can just go for it now. Oh, gosh. Do we go for it with Veil backup? Yeah, we do it. Let's go for it. Veil backup. Veil's backing us up. Charbelcher. With activation and Veil. No counter. They got nothing. Just go for it. I don't know what they are, but let's just go for it. Oh my gosh, that top deck. Woo! Okay, we did see some non-basics here. I think, again, it's going to be Blood Moon in. Maybe the Vessel is an okay thing to have there. Maybe I do a Pyretic. Let's take a Pyretic out. Let's take a Reforge the Soul. And let's take one Vessel out and bring 3 Blood Moons in. I think stopping my opponent is the smart thing here. Oh shoot, I got these 2 wilts. I wanna bring in the wilts. No! No, I hit submit. Don't leyline me, opponent. Alright, well, if my opponent's got the sweet leyline, we're pretty dead. We'll try this because it could be a turn 2 kill. No leyline, got lucky. Alright, alright, alright. If this was a non-tapped land here, we'd be turn 1-ing. Just saying, we'd be turn 1-ing. There's a Blood Moon. There be a Blood Moon. Do I just go for this? Let's see if I'm allowed to ritual here. Ooh, they're hesitating. Remands it. Alright. Remand's not terrible. Not terrible. Not great, because I didn't have a land drop. Okay. I think I'm going to wait here. If I can just naturally play Blood Moon, I think it shuts off a lot more here. My opponent doesn't have triple blue. That's good. There's a Manamorphose. Let's try to make red and green here. This also doesn't really hurt us if they counter this. They remand this as well. Pass turn. We'll get rid of a recross. Can't really cast it easily. Alright. We're trying to find that window where we can slam down our combo. We have it here, and protecting it would be ideal. Extra flagstone here, a little bit of ramp, sort of, maybe not really. Prairie Stream tapped. Alright, we're going to hold for one more turn here because now I have the combo with backup. I could also Blood Moon here. Let's try to Blood Moon to get another counter. Just taking it easy with our opponent here. Taking it easy. What do you got? An Aether Gust. Well, we can bottom that. I guess we're not interested in that. All right. If they tap out at any point here, to the point where I think they can't play another counterspell and it's just like a force, we'll definitely be going for it. This could be Teferi. It's a Jace. Okay. So they'll have 3 mana. They take a look at the top of our library. Is this the turn to go for it? I wonder if there is a card that I should be playing here. With them having 3 mana open, potentially they could counter and then force would completely make them empty. I think we go for it here. I think we go. Ironcrag. Got the Veil open. Got the Belcher. It's our time to shine. They need a counter plus a force. And that means they need to have plenty of cards in hand that are blue. They force first. We Veil in response. Is there a reason I can't Veil? Is there a reason I can't Veil? Why can't I Veil this? Why can't I Veil this? None of these lands prevent anything. This isn't Teferi. This makes green. Oh, they didn't cast. Oh, duh. I'm dumb. It's not a cast. No, it is cast. Or is it an ability? I think it was an ability, now that I'm thinking about it. It might have been dumb. Actually, question. Oh. Ironcrag. 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 Ironcrag, not a good crag. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, we got this, no problem. Should we shame scoop? Ironcrag's the card. I didn't even, you saw, I didn't even look at it. Didn't even look at it again. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. We'll never make that mistake again. You should never, you know what? We deserved a shame scoop here. Deserved. Shame scoop. They're going to pick up that force and negation pretty easily here. We just got to be better. Got to be better. All right, I think I do want these wilts in, at least as some interaction for a, excuse me, for a ley line. All right. Let's just put that one behind us. Let's not focus on the whole forgetting what our cards do. Ironcrag was the card that was the non-bow with our combo there. Let's play first. Okay, so we're going to keep this. We have a turn to Blood Moon, which looks pretty good. So let's put this into play. Selecting some of these cards of what you play is definitely got to be considered. All right, let's see if they've got a tap land here. They do. They have a Triome, so we're going to see if they want to counter our Blood Moon here. Do they have a force? They probably do. This would be forcible, for sure. And they do. Alright, so they force it, getting rid of a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Definitely not going to be playing that anytime soon. Let's play this into play. Tapped, pass turn. There's a Flooded Strand. Manamorphose from our side. Let's tap, pass turn. Now that we're a little bit further into this game, I'm wondering if we need to just stack some Veils here for the Charbelchers. The Charbelchers of the world. So we're able to Charbelcher with protection here, but we're not really able to do much else than that. One more spell this turn. Should we do it? Let's pass the turn. Let's not make the same mistake twice. Maybe Ironcrag comes out when you're playing against control. That's starting to make sense because you want to be able to protect your combo. Opponent's fetching for a few basics here. Basic and a Hallowed Fountain. Archmage Charm. Shark Typhoon here. Draws a card, makes a 2/2. Okay. Flooded Strand. Attacks for 2. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to just try to play a Charbelcher here. They remand this. Let's take the next card off the top here, making red and green. Let's see if I could veil this. We have double remand here. Alright, apparently we're just getting remanded. Tempo plays from our opponent. Tempo plays. Extra island here. Shark coming in for 2. 13, 16. Let's just play a Charbelcher. Just playing that down. Ceremonious Rejection. We can set it up with a Charbelcher protected with Manamorphose, making green for Veil this coming turn. Opponent shocks in the Steam Vents. Follows up with another Shark, another 3/3. 2, 2, 3, 3. 3-turn clock. Mystic Sanctuary picks up. Ceremonious Rejection. This is not ideal. We might have to Manamorphose making green and Charbelcher with Veil backup. This is nice. Bolting in here, I wonder if that kills us. I think we've got to just go for it though. Make green here. Let's try to protect. They can just counter again here. I don't think we were getting through here. Snapcaster gets to enforce a negation. They force a negation the Manamorphose here. They target Veil. If they countered the Manamorphose again, we're still drawing. Maybe that was incorrect to do that, but then if I'm doing Ironcrag, they're just Snapcastering and forcing the next card. Alright, our opponent gets us here. Blue-white, or a control matchup, definitely difficult for our combo pieces here. Not getting what we need, not fast enough, maybe not knowing what I should be holding on to. We're down to We want a really quick one. Let's go. Match 4. Let's win another quick one. Match 4. Perhaps on this nice weekend here, maybe our opponents have decided we must counter the Belcher, which actually will be relatively bad for Red Prison going forward because Blue-White is one of the stronger matchups against that, especially with so many quick interactions like Spell Snare and Force of Negation. Well, we'll see. We've got another match coming up here, match 4. Let's see what happens if we don't get a control matchup. But how would I know if we're going to get a control matchup or not? Maybe this is pre-recorded. And really, maybe it's not. Next match. Here we go. Termagurf. Termagurf is our opponent. Let's get some magic going. Alright, so we've got Manamorphose, Ritual, Ice Crag. We'll keep this. We just need that Charbelcher somewhere off the top, and then probably the next 3 or 4. Misty Rainforest, that's not looking good for us. That does look like a little bit more of a control matchup than anything. We'll play our Valakut Awakening sideways here for its land ability and go ahead. We're keeping Spike Field because Misty Rainforest could be an infect matchup. We'll see. Breeding Pool from our opponent. Snow-covered island. So we found another control-like opponent here. Do I just go for it? Oh, wait. We could check for it. You know what? Bolt in here. Let's Manamorphose. Let's look for Charbelcher off the first couple here. Yeah, we'll just put a Vessel down. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. Alright, Growth Spiral from our opponent. Definitely a Euro type of match here. There's a field. Oh, field. Oh, field. Why you be so mean? They don't field here. They decide Euro is the plan. I think this coming turn I go for it then. I say go for it. There's no Charbelcher in hand. We've got 2 blue open. 2 blue. Let's start with a Manamorphose to draw a card. There's a Ritual. Let's bolt in again here. Let's try a Valakut Awakening. Kind of sift through our cards here. Maybe hold the Ice Crag, Iron Crag, maybe not. Remands this. Bummer. Alright, we got remanded. My opponent has 5 cards. We could be getting fielded. They decide that is a plan for them. We're getting fielded a lot. Excuse me. Getting fielded a lot. Teferi here can bounce Vessel. That's okay though. They bounce this. We top deck that. We top deck that Charbelcher right here. And we go for it. Ritual effect. Ritual effect. Iron Crag. Charbelcher? Don't have a force. Oh, we get there. We get there. Woo! Woo! Okay. Back to the whole Blood Moon thing and Wilts. Blood Moon, Wilts. Vessel seems to be a little bit better than Rituals. Iron Crag. Let's go down a pair of those. We talked about that last time. Let's take one Vessel out. Alright, so we talked about maybe Iron Crag, although it worked nicely there. If we're trying to protect with Veil, maybe it doesn't make sense to play Iron Crag, try to super it out and go. So we're going to do this. We have the Wilt as well, in case they have a ley line. And we're going to go and see if what we've learned in our past matches plays out well for us here. We'll keep this. I've got this nice Blood Moon here. I've got the Iron Crag. Let's see if it works for us. Let's see if it works. Oh, we have the Veil now too. Oh boy, now we have decisions. I do think I'm trying to Blood Moon though. Blood Moon as the first thing I'm doing. We don't get to do a Blood Moon on turn 2, but we're not really a turn 2 Blood Moon kind of deck here. There's a Hallowed Fountain. I'm going to play a Teferi, it looks like. Okay. If I get a Ritual spell, I think I just go for it. I think we go for it. Let's test if they have a Force. Because I can't play the Veil anymore. Do you have a Force? They do. All right. It's a shame I can't play another spell after that one because then I could follow it up with a Blood Moon. But that's okay. That's what we came to do. Attempt a quick Belcher and see what happens. There's a Euro here. Maybe they'll have a non-basic. Oh, they have a basic Plains. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Tap land, Blood Moon. We could have played this in and Veiled, which is probably what I should have done here. This was a mistake. We just see most of these cards as tap lands, and, well, I say that, Teferi's here. Never mind. No mistakes were made. We don't make mistakes. Let's try a recross the paths. Dovin vetoes this. Let's play this in and hurt ourselves. Let's Manamorphose here. The idea with doing this is I can Veil here. They've played a blue spell, so I at least get to cantrip. Okay. So we really need to be able to play Charbelcher and activate it. We're at 4, 5, 6 mana. This makes 7, so we can do that right now. We're probably going to see Euro replayed here. Nope, Hero of Dominaria. Plays a land, has 1 card. It's a Vessel. Let's play Vessel here. This gives us all the mana I need. Let's Valakut Awakening here just to cantrip. Cantrip 2 here. Let's pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bounces Vessel. Draws with Teferi. Field of the Dead tapped. Plays new Euro. Gets another land. Draws a card. Fetch land. Fetches with Misty Rainforest. No fetch. Play Blood Moon. Aether Gust. We can bottom this. Tapped. Vessel. Teferi's been killing us. Force has been killing us. The 3 matches where we've had these, definitely not working for us. Mystic Sanctuary picks up a Dovin's Veto. Field, zombies here. 8 damage, 2 turn clock. Doesn't matter. No top deck wins it for us. And that's 3 quick ones. Right in a row where we take it to the face. Let's see if we can get it in game 3 here. I almost want to go faster. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. A fast Blood Moon here might be really important for us. Fast Blood Moon might be just to shut off some of their counter magic. You can make an argument that a fast Iron Crag's maybe where we should be as well. Alright, so we have Reforge, Charbelcher, some tap lands here. We have a Veil to protect. I don't think this is quick enough. I think we can mulligan this. All right, there's a Blood Moon. Let's see if we can get a turn. It's going to be a turn 2 Blood Moon. And maybe that will slow our opponent down enough here. We'll go for that. Blood Moon, Pyretic Ritual here. Opponent plays a Citadel. We get to play this off green mana. Ritual here and Blood Moon. I would be surprised if they don't have a force. It just seems like what they should be playing to. But it looks like we're good. Blood Moon lands here, and so it's mountains versus. All right, we have an Iron Crag feat here. Looking good. We've got what we need. Can we get there? All right, we just need Belcher. Belcher, we need them to not have a force. They didn't have one for Blood Moon, but it doesn't mean they don't draw one here at some point. Just pass turn here with 4 mana. I kind of want to keep this in case my opponent does get a Teferi. There's a Vessel. Just back and forth. We're looking for Charbelcher. We just need a Charbelcher. Just need a Charbelcher. Back and forth we go. There he is. Go for it. Blood Moon gets it for us. That was a Blood Moon matchup. Charbelcher combo kills here. The force decks are difficult though. The force ones are, but we get the combo down here on the back of Blood Moon. We're 2-2 overall in matches. We'll see you in the 5th match, the final match, and see if we can squeak out a 3-2. Don't go anywhere. Match 5. We got one more to go. We're currently 2-2, doing incredible things, getting decimated, and learning things. Can we get the 3-2? Can we finish it out? Goblin Charbelcher. A no-land deck here in Modern. All right, we found our match. Let's go. Final opponent. Looking for that 3-2. Let's not have a control matchup. Those seem pretty difficult. We get to play first. Nuclear Atom. Control. Veil. All right, we'll keep. Seems good enough. We can recross the paths, set things up, win the game. At least try to. Tap land. Go. All the tap lands. Not control. Not control. Not control. I'll even take a Thoughtseize deck like Jund. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, we've hit our Charbelcher here. Let's go put Valakut into play tapped. And pass the turn. So we've got the combo, the mirror, the combo mirror. So Charbelcher does get a 3-2 overall. Will we be the one with the 3-2 or will our opponent? Let's find out. So we'll see who's the faster one here. This is definitely a leyline matchup. Should we have a Shatter Skull? Shatter Skull, not the Skull. Shatter Skull comes into play. Uh-oh. Is it done? We lose. Turn 2. Blood Moons us. Okay. I don't think they should be playing Blood Moon against the Charbelcher deck. I don't think they should be doing that. I mean, I guess I don't get to recross the paths, but now I get to put Charbelcher out and go win. They've got to win right here. Right? And they've already used a Simian Spirit Guide, so good luck. You got it? Do you win? Here we go. 2 mana, Valakut Awakening off the Simian Spirit Guide. All right. I don't think they can win here unless they get some crazy Simian Spirit Guides, Ice Carrying, and a Char Belcher. Good attempt, though. Good attempt. Quick and easy. This match is Wilt and Leyline almost guaranteed. No Blood Moons here. This is Leylines in, Wilt's in. I don't know if Thassa's Oracle makes sense in the Undercity Informer, but we could play this combo. The question is, if I get the Thassas in the Undercity, what am I doing with it? And how do I set it up? It's difficult to say. Anyway, Veils are out here easily. That'll be the 4 ley lines. To interact with my opponent's ley lines, I need to take out something else. I think I want to take out a Reforge. And probably a land. So that would be the Wilts. Do I bring this Thassa Undercity Informer combo in? Or do I leave it alone? We probably want to leave it alone. It's probably just Leylines and Wilts. We could even mulligan to a Leyline, and that would probably really slow down our opponent. We could bring a Blood Moon in to stop their own Recross the Paths, but that's just, it doesn't seem like the plan here. I think the plan here is, bam, this. We've got the rituals. This looks good. Keep and see if we can win. A reason to bring in the other combo pieces is if my opponent's going to do the ley line, then, you know, it's definitely something to consider. There's the ley line. There's our own ley line. Good luck, opponent. The battle begins. Tap land. My opponent is down a card here compared to us. Let's go ahead and try to put out one of these tangled Florahedrons. If I'm doing this, I can at least attack for a little bit of mana, or sorry, a little bit of damage with the 1/1. But at the same time, maybe I can get to a, you know, something else quicker, possibly. We've got a ritual here. Simian Spirit Guide hits the battlefield. Alright, so we have the Iron Crag. We really don't need that. Let's bolt ourselves here and let's play a Tangled Hedron. Florahedron. So we have 3 mana. My opponent has 2 mana. I have a Shatter Skull that I could use to kill this. They spike hazard our Hedron. This may be play a land here and spin the wheel. I kind of like that. Spin the wheel and try to find the combo pieces that we're going to need. We really don't need any of this here. We need to be able to wilt away their leyline faster and then combo them out. Especially with them beating me down with the Simian Spirit Guide. It doesn't hurt to have something like a 4/5 here either as an option to play. Not that I expected to draw that. We get a land here. We could warrior off the Iron Crag. So just ritual, Iron Crag, and put a 4/5 out. Make sure we do the right side of that. A 4/5. Looks good, looks good. Nice beefy body there. Blocking the Simian Spirit Guide. No more Simian Spirit Guide beats. Manamorphose from our lovely opponent. Makes red and green once more. Ritual. 3 cards remain. Ritual for Char Belcher. Char Belcher could shoot this creature. So Char Belcher kills this creature. I think I attack here and I could just put my own Char Belcher into play. let's get our own Char Belcher in here. Ooh, recross the paths. So I think we put Char Belcher into play this turn. Pass. Their Char Belcher will kill our warrior here. We're hoping they don't have Wilt. Desperate Ritual here. Uses Char Belcher, shoots our creature off. Forget if this is any order or random. It's any order. So they set this up where they could kill us. Because they can top deck a Wilt. Wonder if we can do this faster than them. So maybe it's smarter to get Char Belcher out quicker because then I can set myself up to Wilt. So we clash. Each clashing player reveals the top card of their library, then puts that card on top or bottom. Player wins if the card has a higher converted mana cost. So there's Manamorphose. So we have Manamorphose here. I need to be able to get a Wilt faster than my opponent, but I don't think I can. We could look for the Wilt off the Manamorphose here. If I miss it, then I Char Belcher here. There's an Iron Crag. So we kill Simian Spirit Guide here. I can't necessarily go get... So I'm going to put Wilt on top. And then after that... I mean, we should be really good at that point. I'll put an extra... I'll put a Manamorphose, a Char Belcher here as well. And then we can put, I think, any order. Go ahead, opponent. Let's see what they've got here. 2 mana. Manamorphoses to pick up the Wilt. Wilt kills our Char Belcher. Okay, so we look pretty good here. Let's pass the turn here. I can Wilt their Char Belcher if they go to kill my Leyline. Land. Puts the land into play tapped. Alright, end step will cast to kill their Leyline. I'm going to cast to kill their Leyline. We're going to go for a kill here. We have to do it over a turn, I think, though, because the next card under this is a Char Belcher. So we'll put Vessel into play and pass turn, and then following turn I should be able to kill them, I think. Although I don't believe we have underneath the Char Belcher a land, which is what I needed, or a Simian Spirit Guide, but we have the Vessel here now. Reforge the Soul. Okay. So we've decided to reforge with a Desperate Ritual here. Casts. Alright. We have some cards here now. we have some cards. So we have Charbelcher now. We have some lands that come to play not untapped, but we have this untapped one. We can wilt their Charbelcher and play ours. We probably want to save playing ours until we're able to do the combo. Opponent plays a land and doesn't do anything to follow up. So we can wilt this. Can we get everything down? 1, 2, this makes 4. We can't quite do the combo here, but I think I need all the mana. Let's put this into play tapped. Tap, pass turn, have wilt. Wilt kills Charbelcher before I get killed. Next turn I can Charbelcher and kill them because I've gotten rid of the ley line. My opponent floats 3 here and does a Valakut Awakening. I think I'm still okay here. My opponent's going to need a lot of things to go right. Manamorphose. In response to this, let's go ahead and wilt Charbelcher. So they'll need to be able to wilt our ley line and play Charbelcher and activate it. I have the combo kill here. They might need to make white so that they can play a new ley line. And if they do that, I can return the wilt here. My opponent cycles. No, they've returned their own wilt here. They just returned their own wilt. And wilt away our sanctuary. I think we're good. Vessel. Put this into play. Take the 3. Charbelcher. Activate the Charbelcher. Fire the lasers. And win Charbelcher versus Charbelcher. Final match fitting that we played against the match that we are running this league for. And we get there. 3-2. And dang, there's an error. We'll see you after I clear the error and in the conclusion. 3-2 overall, as you can see here. Nuclear, Termagurf, and that first one, the Gaul, and our couple control matchups. Goblin Charbelcher, a no-land deck here in Modern. We got our 3-2, messing up Magic Online briefly there as well. Here's the list. We've reconfigured it. Hopefully it's similar to how we started. So we have these basically tap lands here, and then I put Simian Spirit Guide because this is the uncommons. And then we have our rare at the top, which comes into play still tapped, and then we have our mythics here that come into play untapped. Generally speaking, after that, combo away. That's what we did, and that's what we were able to complete. Against a deck that doesn't have counter spells, it feels like you're just kind of like 1 spell, 2 spell, now I have everything and go. And it's definitely a multi-card combo, but the cards needed to combo off shrinks per turn, which is interesting, versus later and later for other decks that are comboing off, you have to still acquire kind of all those pieces. The list kind of plays similar to Escape Shift, that once I assemble so much of my pieces on the board, we're good to go. And that is definitely the case here. Sideboard was a little bit difficult to figure out, being a first run out, and I'd imagine for people that play this list, it's going to be, quite honestly, by the 60, probably your ley lines, maybe your blood moons, because you're on our channel. You have your blood moons, right? probably those components. I wouldn't even worry about Oracle's Undercity. I'd have that Wilt because you've got to counteract another Leyline of Sanctity of their own, your opponents. But otherwise, I wouldn't even worry about most of what's going on. We found out a little interaction of stacking there with Goblin Charbelcher that we had forgotten from our past days, that you can kind of order things. So that's your Recross the Path. Recross the Path is a good way to set yourself up to protect and complete the combo. Do the combo as fast as you can. If you've enjoyed, like and subscribe. Thank you. Zendikar is definitely shaking things up. You'll probably see this list out there. Be prepared. Get ready. But don't be afraid. We'll see you in the next matches. Take care. Be safe. This is the most awkward outro for some reason, so we're going to end it there. Bye, all.